Forgot my hat. It's okay, no one's here yet. Let's see if anybody shows up. I'll give it to minute and 15, let's say. If no one shows up by then, I'll just take this down and do something else with my day. So the live feed is a little late. So in case anybody does join in, live feed's a little late, and that's because I've been dealing with the home warranty company. Morning, Jeremy. Morning, Cody. Holy crap, you're all here. I have no hot water. My hot water heater quit working. So I've been dealing with that this morning. So there's somebody going to be out here between 10 and 11. Somebody's going to be out to fix my water heater. And by fix it, I mean replace it. It was working-ish. I thought maybe it was just I thought maybe the thermostat on it had gotten adjusted. And so, because Yuka moved stuff around in that area when we got ready to make that trip. And so I did see that the little black line I had it marked too. It was the temperature setting wasn't set all the way to it. So I turned it over and let it run, and it's still, like last night when I took a shower, I had like 3 minutes of hot water. And it was lukewarm water. Well, this morning, here's the problem. Usually it's not a big deal because it gets real hot in the garage. It's only 65 degrees in San Diego right now. We had the temperature completely changed. I'm cold. It's fucking 70 in my living room. Bruce Johnston. Hello, sir. So, like last night, because it was hot yesterday, it was like 83 degrees in the living room. It was probably 110 in the garage when I went out there to one time. That water that was coming underneath the concrete that had been heated up was warm-ish. Today it's not gonna be like that if I need hot water. So at any rate, I have shipping I need to do, but post office doesn't open till 10. So that means I'm probably not gonna get shipping done today. If at all, it'll happen in the afternoon. Mr. Lopez, I saw your post about the Guthrie. I do appreciate it. That was a nice looking, that is a nice looking knife. I wish I had I wanted to get stuff done and get it out, and so I didn't get to get a video done of it. So I do know that Metal Effort, Nehemiah, is in San Diego. He has a Scout. It's not the full titanium one, but he has a Jason Guthrie Scout. So new strop works great. I sharpened some straight razors over the weekend for a guy, and they came out great. What was in my beard? A little bit of that donut that I ate with the neighbor. Neighbor had some extra donuts. Hey, you want a donut? I was like, fuck yes, I want a donut. Yes, the wife and kid are in Japan until just about the beginning of August. Or I mean just about the end of August. So what is today? Today is the 29th. I managed to remember to do payroll, so I'm gonna get paid by myself. Fuck. Now, could I easily just transfer money from the business account and spend money that way? Yes, but there's no benefit to that, because if you don't pay taxes on stuff, you don't get it back at the end of the year. And the thing is, I get back a good bit being a small business owner. Basically anything we pay in taxes, we get back. So I treat it like a savings plan. So I do want to be paying taxes, that's why. What's up, Matt? Who was that before? Dwight Dosette. My daughter due at that last competition. She took first on the first day of her competition, which the event for her is the juvenile girls. So that means that she took first in the qualifier in her bracket. So what they did was they take all these girls, there's like 46 girls that were there, and they break them up into 3 groups. So first place from each of those groups gets a trophy that first day, gets their medal, first place in the QR qualifying round. The next day, they take the top 4 girls from each of those groups, and they compete against each other to see who is first for the entire competition. So she took first in her group. Her score was still like the highest in the group. And then they give them knives and they're out on the ice like, ah! So then they take, so Isabel scored higher than anybody else that day for the qualifying round in any of the groups, and then came back the next day and did it again and took first. So she had to skate 3 days in a row. And so the final day, the actual championship round, that's the score that qualifies for national rankings, which she's currently first in her girls juvenile division nationwide. She's number 1. Guys, I am going to do a video sometime this week about sharpening on a coffee cup, because I've seen a couple people do it on the bottom of a coffee cup, but there's another step to that people have missed. So it's just now the GoFundMe. Now the GoFundMe for her skating is of utmost importance, because like I said, she's got so much stuff that we're definitely doing now that's gonna cost a lot. So I have a friend that is when he can is trying to help support through his business. My daughter's ice skating. And I can't express how much I appreciate it, but like I said, it's a drop in a bucket. Like the trip to Washington is going to cost us a lot. She has a competition. They get back on the 21st. That weekend, I go to Vegas. She competes that weekend. I didn't realize that the competition overlapped. So I'm already going to Vegas that weekend for USN. So it'll be the first competition that she's ever had that I haven't been to. First one. But as she said, it's not that big of a competition. It's just to knock off the ring rust from being gone for a month. So, but she's getting to spend time with her cousins and her aunt, and which is great because she's got so many cousins over there, and they just love her, and they would like spend time. And she's friends with girls at the ice rink there, and they only see each other like once a year. They always do like this big thing. So no, it's the next one's not a national qualifier. It's just a competition because we like to have her compete. I like our cousins, some of them. Jake, I guess, is where I'm going with this. I don't know. I mean, Aunt Edna's kids, Lisa and all them, we all got along with them. The Nays and well, you can't say that. We always got along with any of the Nay kids we always got along with. I mean, they were all older than us. Yeah, she's skating in Japan. She goes to the ice rink, Bruce. She has a coach there. Her and the coach's daughters. Yeah, the Patterson girls. We always got along with them. All the Pattersons. I always got along with all the Pattersons. And I never had a problem with Lindy, Matt. Ronnie's a little bit on the soft in the head side, but Annette and Vicky, yeah. Tony was the one that was older. So Tony be 50 something. She's like 5 or 6 years older than me, I think. Tony was the oldest girl. Tony was the oldest, and then Vicky and Annette. Yeah, she was like 5 or 10 years older than me. I don't remember. But no, not to drag you guys into a family conversation, but that's what happens when my sister logs in on here. I'm trying to make myself dumber trying to make myself dumber by playing with this so that maybe I can understand some of the people that complain about stuff in my videos. Most of you guys, no issue. Some people go in and just say dumb things. I had somebody go in and I hope it didn't sound offensive. How do I want to say it? I hope I didn't sound over the top, because sometimes some things I say sometimes things I say in text do not come out the same as I would like them to. Yeah, I do. I get that 44 Magnum. It spins real well. So the guy was talking about the Grimsmo Norseman. He says, I'm not gonna block him because it was an honest opinion. He's like, he was talking about the Norseman, and he said that it was a tragedy of a knife, and it was a fucking insult to the knife world, and he couldn't understand why anybody would want one, and just bashing it. And I was like, have you ever handled one? And he was like, yeah. This one. He was like, yeah, I have. And they're like, this and that. And I was like, well, it's a matter of opinion. I happen to personally love them. I said, don't buy one then. And I hope that my sarcasm was taken as such, as meant to be humorous, as not just to be mean. But I treat sarcasm like Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything. I think my sister sent me that as a picture once. It made me think of that. It's fucking... Everything I say is going to be laced with some biting sarcasm in some way. I don't know how not to do it. So everything I say to anyone is going to have some manner of sarcastic bitiness to it. And it's just the way I communicate. I spent a lot of time in the Navy, and that's the humor you get. I can pick it up. I'm also playing with this. This is what's in my pocket. That was on the counter. This is in my pocket. This knife sits on the counter next to my car keys because it goes in my pocket if I know I'm going somewhere shitty. Because I know that I know this is a self-defense knife. So that sits right there on the counter next to my wallet all the time, unless it's in my pocket. This is what happens to be in my pocket. We can talk right now because I actually have 3 that are available. Hang on. Yeah, I haven't sold these yet. So I was gonna get with the guys at Cerberus Knives and have them auction them, or not auction them off, but raffle them off. But I have these, and I'm willing to just sell these the way they are if somebody wants one. I have 3 of them. But I would like to try and see how a raffle goes on these on their channel. So I was able to sell one of the, or sell the one. So they all look the same, the same. Nice sheaths. I asked, Matt has added a little bit of, they're not quite as tight as they used to be. So there is a little wiggle, but the other ones were so hard to get in and out. So these are not as tight as the others were, but they still work great. I was testing. You're not going to have your knife come out. It's not going to come out, but it's just easier in and out. There's a little more wiggle room. No, the Wii knife won't probably come out till October. I sent them so all 3 of these are the same. And yeah, Dan's super tight. Different guy made the sheath for Dan's. It's talking about my brother-in-law. So yeah, I have 3 of these, Bruce. If you wanna just shoot me an email right after this. My email's in the description below. Just shoot me an email. We can get it figured out if you want one of these 3. I do want to at least try and raffle 1 or 2 of them off. So this is the guy I send these off to get done, and he does amazing. He does amazing. He does all my sheaths now, and I sent off a bunch of stuff. I can change the colors. I told I told Drew L that I was going to charge him to change the colors, but the fact is, like I said, I'm selling these over again to recoup the money because it took a long time to get, and I've got to send the rest of them off. It took a long time to get this all paid for, and so price of change the colors. I'll tell you what, if I could probably change the colors. I can't necessarily do it for free. I told I can't do it for free because I do have to go. I'll have to go back and I'll have to redo the edge. So I'm gonna have to regrind just the edge because I'll have to blast it. There's just no way not to. I could probably change the color for an additional 30. To have to go back and then to have to regrind just a little bit of the edge. So just get with me. It'd be like 30 additional. So I think I was selling these ones, you know, because they already have the sheaths and everything. Yeah, they're pretty sharp. Yeah, they're popping hairs. I'll get let me get a piece of paper. They're real sharp. So you get we find a cutting medium. That's all too thick. That's like regular. Anyway, they're yeah, I was say Barry's got one. They stay sharp a long time, and they're just because they're chisel edged, and I did a good long draw on that chisel, so it comes down real thin behind the edge, and then just took off just enough on the back. I've only ever cut myself with one of these. But yeah, then I power strop the edges and then I test them. So they all, before any of them leave, they're all magazine paper, splitting magazine paper sharp. Let me see, here we go. Here's a piece of what I was looking for. Something nice and thin like this. Maybe go with the grain of the paper. There we go. That's better. Yeah. So they all leave sharp. I wouldn't. Come on. It's the name of the business. Crazy sharp. Can't send something dull out. So yeah. But the nice thing about these is you're not gonna have to wait for me to do heat treat. You're not gonna have to wait for me to fucking do grinding and then color and then the couple weeks it might take to get a sheath back. They're already done. So it'd be nice to sell these. So yeah, Barry, just not Barry. God damn it, trying to remember it now. Bruce. If you're interested in one, just email me. Am I going to get any of the Hornets to sell? Like, no, I'm not. No, because okay, they didn't do anything with the Malice. They didn't sell the Malice, Jared. Only thing that Elliot did with the Malice was carve them. Those were production samples. He decided he wanted to carve a couple of them, and then he sold them at Blade. And I think they might have sold one on their website and one at Blade because they had production samples. They didn't sell the Malice in-house. The ones that they've sold in-house are the Pro Series, the Archbishop 2.0, the Fortis 2.0, and now the Lackey, which is that little fixed blade, which is great. If any of you guys are wanting to know, it's a great little knife. It is in D2. It's a little bit thicker. It's like a fixed blade gent with a little bit thicker blade because the blade's not quite as wide. So behind the edge, it's a little thick. So if any of you have thought about it, the Lackey is a nice little neck knife, fixed blade neck knife. If you want, like, I like these because if I want a neck knife, I want something that's I don't necessarily want, like, I already have these. If I'm gonna carry a neck knife, I want it to be something unique because I treat it like a lot of stuff. Like, it's like man jewelry. If I'm gonna wear a neck knife, I think it should be something cool and unique. And that's mainly because I make them cool and unique. So, let's see. can't think of anything else that's going on. This isn't gonna be I've got to start packing stuff up so that as soon as they're done with my hot water heater. Made a bigger sized one. What? Oh, the fixed blade? But that's the thing. Then they couldn't have, it would not have met the market that they were trying to hit. That's a very affordable fucking knife. It's in a good steel. It's made by a reputable company. It's heat treated amazing because I sharpened Matthews for him, and the D2 is, D2 if it's heat treated well is a really good steel, and you can feel it when you sharpen. Elliott does a lot of stuff with one-offs. They've done one-off bucks and things like that, but they never once sold a buck. They never once sold a horse. Just think of it this way. It's the same as like the buck, the Falcon, the Dow. They've modified, they've done one-offs and things like that for people. But, you know, and they keep the prototypes, and they've modified some of their prototypes that they pocket. So, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, it might look like it, but they're not. They really are hands off with that stuff. Well, to a point. Ooh, I am tired this morning, and I don't know why, because I slept a long time last night. I think I slept more than I should have. That's part of the reason that the video is as late as it is. I did not wake up and fully get up. I didn't realize how late it was. I woke up once at like 5 o'clock this morning, and I got up and I sent a couple emails, and then I came back downstairs and I was like, you know what, I can go back to sleep. And so that was at like 5, and then I went back to bed about 5:45, and I slept till like 7-ish. And then, but then I was doing email and stuff. I literally lay in bed for about 30 to 45 minutes and go through email, go through YouTube comments, all that stuff. It's how I start my morning. That's like, you know, I was like, man, it's chilly in here, and I just didn't want to get out of bed. It's just like 60, it was like 60 degrees in the bedroom, and I'm like, ooh, it's chilly in here. So I was like, you know, if I could do some email, just like I always do. Because usually, the way it usually works is I have my daughter at school by like 7:15. She has to be at the school by 7:15. So usually what I'll do is I'll get up at 6, and then from 6 to 7, I'm doing email responses, YouTube responses, checking messages on the Google listing and all this. Hey, by the way, if any of you guys have had service done by me that you're happy with, I would appreciate if you'd go to my Google business page, my Google listing, and drop a review of the work I've done. So it's just Crazy space Sharp space LLC. Just search it on Google, and you should be able to you should be able to find it real easy. So, Bruce, what branch of the military were you in? And thank you for your service. But if you're like me, you don't have to thank me. It was a privilege. Enjoyed well, not every minute of it, but I enjoyed most of it. Just drop this. Now, those neck knives are never gonna be as thin and slicey as this. Oh, you're in the Army? Friends that joined the Army out of high school. I got one friend that went to the Army. He went to West Point on a full ride scholarship. Ethan Vessels was his name. He was a wrestler, and he was really, really fucking smart. Like, the guy was like he was like the all-around package. Like, when we were in high school, he graduated a year before me. And so he wound up going to West Point. He got picked up to go to West Point, and yeah, they all of them. Set myself a timer. So, see, this is what's fun. This is why I like live feeds, because we get interaction between other people. People are like, "What do you do? What do you do so many live feeds?" Because they're fun, and I got stones soaking, so I really can't work on anything. I got a couple knives that I have to do that require my actual water stones. One of them is a knife similar. It's not a Kiridashi per se, but it's like kind of like one of these. So, yeah. Well, his sister was in my class. She always had straight A's, and I can't even think of her name now. Elisa. Ethan and Elisa Vessels. Ryan Bible was another one. Ryan is a research scientist for the Army. Ryan Bible is. He's a lieutenant colonel now, or a colonel. I can't remember which. So, went to school. Everybody put, oh, small town schools, this and that. Ha 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 ha. I had news for you. I have said it for years. I think we got so much better in education at that small podunk school. How they use the stars? You mean for ranking purposes, like 1, 2, 3, and 4 star? But no, it's just podunk little hometown fucking school, and everybody that came out of that school seems to have done either they're still doing what they were doing because they were on a farm, and that's just what they wanted to do, or they basically just picked what they wanted to do and fucking did it. And everybody just seemed to excel. I excelled. I did well in the military. I knew my job really well. I was great. I fucking made rank. I had a couple hiccups in my career that prevented me from proceeding as far as I did. Then I got medically retired sooner than I would have wanted. I didn't want to get out, but like pretty much everybody from that area, if they decided they want to do something, they did it. Oh. Okay. Oh, I wasn't picking up what you're putting down at first. I have heard that. I have heard that. It's like, Cody, are you still here? June! Is this the same June? June, are you this the same June from Singapore? Because I haven't seen you in a long time. Is this the same June that's on my Instagram every once in a while? How have you been? I haven't seen anything from you in months. You've been out because June is in the Singapore military. Can't remember if it's Navy. Can't remember what branch, but I do know that he's in the Singapore military. Just graduated. Just graduated from college? June, you were in the military, right? Or are? Is something like that along them fucking lines? So, now comes the wait. For some reason, I thought you were in the military. Guys, I am going to do a review of these mass drop flashlights that we have. I've been carrying it long enough that I should have. I wanted to give it, because I'm hard on stuff. I wanted to give it the full deal. This thing has been through the ringer. It is scuffed up, beat up, been dropped. It's dinged and dented. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with this. I put it in I sunk it in water to make sure it's truly waterproof, because I can always get another. I actually have another one of these. Actually, I have 2 other of these laying around somewhere. And my daughter has the titanium one. So I have one of these I got for my wife. I have one of these I got for me. No, we have a total of 4. Because I got one just like this for my daughter. My wife already had one. Yeah, it's bright. It's bright, little AAA. It's got a fucking electronic. This is brass. They have copper. I got 2 brass ones and a titanium one. Well, I already had one. I had a brass one, but it had a different emitter, LED emitter. So I had one and I initially gave that to my wife. And then I bought one because I knew I had ordered one just like it for me, because Nico gave me one as a gift. And I was like, oh, and my wife liked it, so she got one. She got the original, and I ordered 2 new ones. And one was for my daughter, but then my daughter was like, aw, but they don't have any other colors. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that's what you wanted. I thought you wanted one just like mine. They have a titanium one that's blue. And she's like, yeah. You can't. I want to. I'll show you why. Hang on just a second. My daughter leaves her titanium one on her table where she can use it. The problem is, see that right there? We can't get that out. And so therefore we cannot get that ring out. So therefore we can't get that brass piece out to anodize it. Because you can't anodize it with dissimilar metals, you can't do it. So first of all, the multi-etch would eat it the fuck up. The other problem is, I got sneaking suspicion, if you take that brass ring there out, you're not gonna be able to seal that to be able to anodize it. And the parts are in, I mean, they're like built into it. So it's what color it is. So, but she likes it, and so she has 2. This one stays in its case because she doesn't want to scratch it. She's such a little girl. She doesn't want to scratch it, so she leaves it in her case, but it's on her table and she could use it. Nah, I'm afraid without being able to get the components out and the button and all that stuff, it just wouldn't, because the button's a dissimilar metal too, and it's set in there. I would be afraid it would just ruin it. And so I told her, I was like, use your other one as the one that you keep, like, I have it on I had a lanyard for it at one point that I had on it, and I had it so that she could attach it to her backpack if she wanted. So she had her little flashlight. So she's got one just like this. My wife's got one just like this. I've got one just like this. And this sits on her table so that if she drops something, she knows right where her little flashlight is, so she can get up under the couch and under the coffee table and find something she dropped. Because she, she plays at that's where she spends most of her time. Is if she's not skating, she's exercising in the living room, and she makes slime and shit at her little coffee table. That's her little reprieve from the weight of the world. Is she has that little area and it's hers, right at the end of the couch. Yeah, I'll show you right where I'm talking about. I'm not gonna try, because like I said, the whole thing is connecting it and doing all that. There's a chance you're gonna damage the equipment. But yeah, so that's that's just her little area. Nobody uses anything. We even got her a special chair for it. She makes slime. She makes 2 different kinds of slime. There's slime everywhere. That's all slime. That's all slime. There's her, I made her an iPhone stand for her phone so she can watch videos. That's my iPad. But the fact is, like, people like, I let her do whatever she wants, really, as long as it's within reason, 1, and 2, she's continuing to do at school as well as she has been. The second she's not doing well at school, I don't care where she is in the national rankings. It's done. School is more important. Yeah, and that's, you ask my sister, growing up, we didn't have our own space. I mean, she has her own room, but I'm not gonna lie, this time of year, it's hot up there. It is hot up there. So our space, for me and my sister, our spaces were, well, they're fucking outside. But you can't do that here. Like, I used to leave and just run, and we'd go out to the woods and shit. And that was it. You could do that shit. We could walk to the woods from our house. Oh, they fixed that sprinkler. Remember I was telling them about the sprinkler that was spraying up and over and hitting the top of the house and shit? But they also had a big water main light break. Yeah. I don't have my own space. I have the bedroom and my office, but just like Isabel's room, it's too fucking hot. This is since they've been gone, it's the first time I've been able to watch TV in the living room in months. Isabel owns the living room. And I can't get upset because she uses it to exercise and stuff like that. And so she watches what she wants to watch because basically from the time she gets home to the time she goes to bed, she's either taking a break or she's physically exercising. We don't make her do it. She just knows it's something that she has to do. And so she just has that drive, that will to do that. My space is the workbench. And I'm not gonna lie, I spend a lot of time out there. I do. Mosquitoes are bad right now. I'll be out there till 8 o'clock at night, even if I'm not sharpening. I'll sit there, I'll have my phone set up, charged, I got the light on, I cook on the grill, I eat on the glass plate. I put my plate on the glass thing and I eat out there because it's cooler. My sister has agoraphobia. I personally am the opposite. I hate being in the house. I would much rather be outside. I love being at the workbench, but it has been hot under that canopy the last couple days. So, but now that the house is empty, it doesn't feel as full. I don't feel like I need to get out. It's not too crowded. It starts to feel that way. It starts to feel that way when the wife's out here in the kitchen puttering around and stuff like that. And so that, if I'm going to be inside, I'm probably going to either be in my computer room, the office, or I'll be in my bedroom sitting on a love seat or laying on a love seat playing a video game, watching, if I even have time for that. If you guys have noticed, there has not been a game feed in a while. There may be one today because I got nothing to work on, guys. I got one box. No, you know what I started doing? Because even with the canopy out there, I don't sharpen when it's raining out there. It's dangerous. I got electrical cords and shit running around, and the water runs off the roof, and it hits the ground right next to the canopy, and it just splashes over on you. So usually if it starts raining, I put stuff down into drawers, and I take my light down. And if I have to sharpen, I might sharpen a thing here or there in the house. But I didn't fix the canopy because all I needed it for was the shade. Well, now it's not blocking UV. And actually, my buddy came over with the little UV meters? He's like, yeah, that thing's not doing anything. The UV was like almost identical out from under the canopy as it was under. He goes, yeah, your wide brim hat. He's like, you'll be fine. Ooh. 97 with 70% humidity. It was 66 and 89% humidity when I got up. I'm sorry, it was 63. It is 67 now. Let's look. 67, it's only supposed to be 76 degrees today. UV index is moderate, but that's where it kills you. Yesterday it wasn't so hot. It was a nice day, but the second you go outside, you just feel that sun hitting you. You're like, Jesus, I looked, 11, extreme on the UV rating, and I don't know how high it goes, but I'm gonna tell you, you could feel it. It felt like I was back at the Persian Gulf. 67, I'm wearing a sweatshirt in my kitchen because it's only 72. Where at, Bruce? Sounds like Phoenix kind of weather. Phoenix or Texas. Like Arizona, Texas, maybe New Mexico. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm thinking. Where did the spoon I just stirred my coffee go with? Fuck it, I'll just do. Still went. Okay, so Matt, that means you're in the southern hemisphere. So are you in Australia? We went to Australia one time. In the winter. Yeah, we went in the winter. July. I was like, what in the actual fuck? We went one time. We went one time around Christmas, and everybody was talking about like how they hate the idea of burning the Yule log because apparently that's still a big tradition in Australia, burning the Yule log on Christmas. And I'm like, they're like, it's like 100 degrees and you got a fire in your in the fireplace, and you're like, what the fuck? He goes, yeah, it's fucking horrible. Everybody's trying to eat. You got the fireplace going, and you're like, it's just everybody's dying, and people have been cooking all day. You're like, God, I just want to fucking get out of here. It was one of the Australian Navy guys that I was talking to, and he was talking about having to go home for Christmas. He was dreading it. We were there. We were like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before Christmas. So he was there like 2-3 weeks before. We were there like 2-3 weeks before Christmas, and he was like, he was like, man, I got to go home for Christmas. And we did a ship swap where some of us would go to Australian ships and the Australians would go to the American ships. And I was on Australian ship. He was complaining about the fact that he was gonna have to go home with family and they're gonna burn the Yule log. And he goes, man, it's like 100 degrees in the fucking house because you've been cooking, and then you got a fire going, and everybody's trying to eat because the fireplace is in like the dining room and shit. Fuck yeah, Bruce, you know exactly where she's talking about. You could go into Woodbury Outfitters and ask most of those people if they knew my father, and they'd be like, oh God, we miss that man so much. He kept us in business. God, I wish he's still around. He bought so much stuff. Pretty sure my father purchased enough stuff. Yeah, because Dad's gone. So, hey, Dwayne, they're coming to fix the hot water heater today. Nice thing, guys, is I'm only gonna have to pay a portion of it. I only have to pay a portion of it because I have a home warranty, but I'm still gonna have to pay. It's gonna fucking suck. This is just gonna fucking blow donkey dick. If you guys want to help out, go to my daughter's GoFundMe, help me pay for my water heater. I'm just like, I'm like almost sick. I'm almost sick to my stomach about the fact that this guy's coming to put it in hot. I'm just like, what the fuck is this gonna fucking do? It does not surprise me that Woodbury Outfitters is going bankrupt, because I was in the one in Coshocton trying to find some stuff, and the way they treat their customers, I was like, you know what, you guys are fucking dickheads. I wonder what Melvin's gonna do if they close the Woodbury Outfitters in Ohio, in Coshocton, I mean. I did hear about that. So it wasn't just the Coshocton one? It's gone. Wow. Well, that's a good thing that I already bought all the gun cases I would ever need from there. I'm gonna send one to Mom. Wow. I was thinking about taking Isabel to the Bass Pro Shops up here, just up the road, because it's just a cool place to go. I was gonna make a daddy-daughter trip of that. Huh. Fuck, I wish I had money. I would send it to Mom and have her go and just get shit at auction. Fucking close to nothing. I gotta get some leather. Guys, question. I know there's a lot of you guys out on this channel that are gun guys. I need a holster for a Sig Pro 2022, like a molded one. I need yeah, they're assholes. They were assholes. I need a molded leather sheath for an SP 2022. So if any of you guys know where there is one, I want a pat. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Come on, let's go. Let's go for a trip. Some people are like, why do you show people your house like that? You know your address is easy to find and shit like that. And I was like, because I'm always home and I'm always armed. So let me find the two that I have. Have this one for my, let me turn on the light in the gun safe. So I have a nice molded holster for my 38. That's a training round mag. Here it is. This is I better turn that light out. Check it out, guys. Red light. And then off. And then white light low, white light high, back to off, and then there's red light. I mounted a light in that at one point, and I ran wire into it and shit, and it just never fucking worked right. Like it kept dying. So I just pulled the wires out of it, and I got a battery mounted fucking Nova light. Innova. And it's got a little battery mount, and I just stuck it up in the top. I took the little light panel down that was in there and shit that was glued up. It just never worked the way I wanted it to. So, here, I'll show you what I got here. Hang on. I don't want Kydex. I want leather. But here's the one, like I've got one that was made by, but it's for my hair. My 45 fits it real well. And it's molded, and it's nice and round, and it sits so nice, so comfortable. This is what I have for my 40, and I don't like that clip. It's got belt loops, but you can't get a belt through it because it's so fucking tight. I've tried everything to break this thing in. I've tried to take this out. I can't. It just drives me fucking nuts, and it's uncomfortable. That's the problem. This, I can wear this, and it's like, this thing is perfect. Yeah, it doesn't have much retention. If you lean back, it'll start to work its way out, but it fits perfect. No problem with the draw, right out. There's no, this, when you try to holster the gun, it actually racks the slide a little bit and shit. And you're like, what the fuck? So I'll go back through the comments on this. If you guys want to drop an actual comment after it goes live of where you think I should get a good one for my SP 2022, because there's not many sheaths out there or holsters out there for that gun. And I've tried everything. I've stretched it and I've crushed it and I've rolled it and everything. This just does not want to get soft. I have fucked around with this holster for the better part of 2 years, but this was a Sabisi. This was a Sabisi Armory or Sabisi Arms holster, and it's a nice holster. It's well made. It does not. Don't think that they. I just don't think that they finished it real. But yeah, I mean, that's what I got. And even if you do get it going through your belt, this thing catches on shit. It's just annoying. What's the matter, dog? Is there somebody at the door? Let's go see. There might be somebody at the door. Maybe it's the water heater guy. I'll fucking get a hold of Dwayne. Apparently Dwayne wants to tell me something. Dwayne had a house fire. Dwayne and I just had fucking shit this month. I haven't made any money to speak of. Business has been garbage. And I have to admit, part of it is my fault. I have not been posting on social media as I should. Instagram, Facebook. But business has been garbage. I got a problem with the car. The wife's car is leaking oil, and I can't figure out where. I took it to the place that changed her oil and said, hey, since we changed the oil, this fucking thing's leaking oil. Can you check it? And I said, yeah, there was the gasket cracked on the drain plug, and they replaced the gasket, but it's still leaking oil. And I looked, and it's not leaking oil where I thought it's leaking oil now. So it's leaking oil somewhere else. So I have to take that to an actual garage, because unlike my father, I am in no way, shape, or form a fucking mechanic. Oh, well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the shilling. So it is warming up in here. I can actually take this off now. Yay. It's warmed up out here in the kitchen. Could be that I drank all that coffee. That's the first coffee I've had in 2 days. I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a headache. And I was like, coffee. It's exactly what it was. Different headache, different kind of headache than a migraine. So I ordered for my wife and daughter. So you've heard me talk about it in the videos where we go to ice rinks and stuff like that, where we're looking for the cars with black and yellow plates. The classic 1960s classic California plate, the yellow and black with yellow letters. I ordered plates for my wife's car. They're not that expensive. I had to do a registration anyway. So when we did the registration on checkout, I just added custom plate. So now her plate says Izzy SK8. Izzy Skate. They're coming. They should be here. I have to go pick them up, but they should be here within a few days. So that way they always have one. Now they have a lucky car because they're supposed to be good luck. It's just one of those, I like doing stuff. I had enough money that I paid. I mean, at this point, I'm basing whether I'm making enough money by whether I can pay the mortgage. Anything outside of that we'll figure that out on the backside. I can't strip. I know that unless like I said before, I reverse strip. I've thought that was a good option where I come out on stage naked with a basket of clothes. And the more money you throw up, the more clothes I put on. You give me $100, I'll fucking put all my clothes right back on. That's just because a few years ago, I probably could have got away with stripping. I probably could have went to a strip bar. I was in pretty good fucking shape. My sister remembers when I was in really good shape. Not anymore. Not any fucking more. Too many surgery scars too. Punchagram business idea. Oh, yeah, my sister had an idea. She's like, you'd be my primary fucking delivery man. I was like, what? She's like, Punchagram. You find somebody that you fucking can't stand, you send them a Punchagram. You just show up at their house, just punch them in the fucking face. Like, I was from Danny. And just walk away. I'm trying to cut way back on my caffeine consumption. I have been slowly, you heard me talking about it. I only made a 4-cup pot. But I also found a bunch of vitamins that really boost your energy. It's some stuff that this guy named David Sinclair came up with. It's Resveratrol and MNM. NMN, that's what it is. And so those two together, I seem to be in a lot better mood and stuff like that. But I get an energy boost from these ones, the NMN that I was talking about. So the other one that I added to it was the Resveratrol, which is it's the chemical they found in red wine that you would have to drink 100 cups of red wine to get the amount that's in one of these tablets. But they float and they want to stick in my throat, so I got to do that whole Joey Chestnut thing. Hey, what's up, Ashton? What's happening? So, yeah, I'm going to start packing stuff up as soon as we break from here in just a second. I'm just waiting on these guys to call. I'm going to shut you guys off because I got to be available to take this call. Without the price. Okay. Yeah, I just need to find something because I would like to be able to holster that thing instead of just sticking it in the back. It does ride. I'm not gonna lie. It rides in the back of the pants against your back without a holster really well. But it also isn't, that's not great. You know, it has a tendency to wiggle around, and if you get it too far, it'll slide down into the fucking ass of your pants, and you're like, look like you've dropped a loaf, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta pull this gun out of my back. So, but, all right. Good night, Matt. I'm gonna get off of here. I have to be available for them to call here in a moment, and I've got a couple things I gotta really start getting done. So, guys, like I said, live feeds probably maybe 3 if I can swing 3 a week. The only reason that I'm doing it right now is I don't have anything else going on. But I am shortly going to have a lot going on, which means that I've got to start working on making a few knives. So, gotta mow. Woo! So, guys, wish my sister best, because mowing where we live, is sucks. It sucks because it's all on a hill and they've got like 5 acres that they have to mow. So their yard is 5 acres. Which could be every bit as difficult as you mowing. 5 acres. Later, guys. I'll talk to you later. Like I said, if you guys do want to help with the whole hot water heater situation, because I know it's well outside of what my home warranty is going to cover. So if you guys do want to help with that, the GoFundMe, I'll put a link in it down below. And if I don't, just go back and find one of the others. I appreciate everything you guys do. I am going to do a giveaway for the Patreons. If you want to be entered in that, you have to be a Patreon because you will not get the notification unless you're on Patreon. So I am giving away that. The Ganzo ProTech. It is a clone, but I'm gonna give it away. It's not a clone. It's a copy. It's not a knockoff. It doesn't have any of the ProTech markings on it, but it looks exactly like a ProTech. So I'm gonna get that sharpened up, probably today while they're fixing the hot tub or the hot water heater. I mean, probably get that thrown up there on Patreon. So it's going to be basically the same thing. I'm going to do a Patreon video that the link is only to the Patreons, and then it'll be a question and answer, and then I'll just pick. But the nice thing is you got a much better chance of winning that knife because I only have a few Patreons, so nowhere near as many as I wish. But hey, it's a voluntary thing. You get something if you guys decide to do it, you do it. So I might put the links are in all my videos. So, but at any rate, yeah, I'm gonna do that video and then put it up for the drawing. But I'm gonna leave it for like probably a week or so that if anybody wants to join the Patreon, that they have a chance to win that. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Have a good Monday. There's the button.